It's not so much about shooting in here. It's about decision making. So
yeah, I mean, there's a big difference between stationary cardboard targets, versus
yeah.
a 360 training environment. So
Yeah, and then you gotta think about that too. It's a 360 training environment. The attacks can be anything from firearm, knife, bat, or just physical. And so it just gives you that. It lets you know where you're at and where you need to improve. If you come in and you run this without any mistakes or anything like that, either you're not pushing yourself or I'm not pushing you hard enough. And it's not I want to catastrophe, but I want to push you to your limits so you know, okay, this is my fail point. This is where I need to build from.
Pivoting a little bit, for the gun nerds out there, would love to talk about your training tools, because these aren't just normal firearms that anybody can get their hands on. Can you talk about these a little bit?
So these are Glock 17Ts. Of course, it's empty. You normally see them. They are completely blue. Weapon Works. This Cerakoting on this was really nice. Yeah. But the 17Ts, they function all like a might as well say a real Glock 17. Yeah. Only difference is that they will not load or fire any live ammunition. So the only thing that they will load and fire will be your force-on-force rounds or your simunition rounds. So there's the only thing that they will load and fire. You don't have to worry about accidentally getting a live round in here and it fire. It won't even load the round. With your rifle, if you bring your rifle in, as long as it's an AR platform, we can switch your bolt out and put a blue bolt in, and now you can run your rifle through the scenario.
With
so
your optics and your
optics, your everything. So that's you great. Will know if you need more equipment or you don't.
Yeah.
A lot of times people come in and they run their rifle through the scenarios and through the training. They learn that they need less equipment, and it's usually just a sight and a light.
What's the velocity on the rounds?
The rounds come out at 400 feet per second, so they
you feel it.
Yeah, they tickle a little bit, but it also lets you know. Yeah. It's different if I'm using blanks and I'm saying I got you.
Right.
But it's different. It's also show that how you can miss at 3 feet in a shootout. It can show that too with extra input that you put in a weapon that you don't need. You hear stories about people missing from 3 to 5 feet away, and we can show you why you're doing that. A lot of times people are closing their eyes. They're not. A lot of times they're trying to move it while they're shooting as they can dodge the bullet, and it never works. All it does is make them miss. So it's good to work on those tactics.
So you guys get a lot of different people in here, a lot of different skill levels and priorities of work. You have military, law enforcement, civilians. What do you see as being some of the most common mistakes that people come in here with? Training scars or, preconceived notions on the training that they've already done and how that's going to apply in real world? What are some of the most common mistakes you see?
A lot of the common training mistakes, it's not really, I wouldn't say the mistakes, is that they haven't ran it live. And so running it on a live range, of course, is good. Of course, you got to get make sure you're accurate, you're doing your precision shooting. That is fine. But some of those techniques inside the house, they don't mesh. They don't work well together because inside now I am in the distance where now I can grab you. Yeah. And so those are a little bit different techniques. So you just have to train this. Even if you've done it before, you're gonna have bad habits or mistakes, because if you don't continually train this at least monthly, you're going to get rusty on it. You're gonna make mistakes on your steps. You're not gonna be as fluid when you're going through the house. So the thing is just training. You have to train it. It's not too many I can point out. This is the main mistake that people make. Yeah. It's a lot, but it just comes from just not training.
Okay.
Just not training. Like even with your pistol, you want to dry fire a lot. You can tell when you go to the range, and I haven't dry fired in a while. My shots are a little off. It takes me a while to get into the groove, and that's the same with here. If you're not training it, you're going to notice a decline quickly. It's a perishable skill. And then at a range, a live fire range, the target is not grabbing you. They're
Right.
also shooting back at you,
Or moving.
or moving, and then adding in the decision making, shoot, no
Yeah.
shoot targets, throwing in unarmed, might as well say civilians running through the house, and now you having to make sure I got to get this shot off.
Yeah.
I got to stop this threat, but also got to be aware of the unarmed civilians that's running through the house too. So
Yeah.
it's a little stressful.
Yeah. Is there a dry fire method, something you can do at home to practice that awareness and positive identification, threat, no threat? How can you sharpen those skills of identifying, weapon, no weapon?
If you're at home, of course, if you are training if you have a significant other, train with them. If you have friends that you train with, start adding in those type of scenarios. And you don't even have to have you don't even have to have live fire going on. We also use the Mantis system is a good system to use. And you can set those up in your house the way you want, or you can work with your friends. Make sure that the weapons are safe.
Yes.
But you can work with your friends or team members or loved ones, and just work on not only as I'm clearing my house, because I know majority of us do. We sit in that night and the house is empty. We'll try to clear our house, but then too, add in your family into it. Like, hey, I want to start, doing these different exercises where I'm coming into a room and I'm having to quickly make sure you turn around, make sure that it is a weapon or not a weapon. Just things to start training your mind into looking for the hands, different ways that people are acting, because, if we have an argument, there's no reason for you to constantly be reaching up under your shirt or anything like that. So it's different things that you can do at home that you don't need to you don't need a weapon to also fire. It's just getting your mind to start looking at
the right cues.
Look at the right cues and stuff. So, but again, at the end, you need to go somewhere where you can pressure test it, so you can feel how your body is going to react when you start having an adrenaline dump. When now you're fighting for your weapon. How many people have really, truly fought somebody who's trying to take their weapon? Yeah. And so it's things that way you can understand the gear that you have. Maybe I need to change holsters. Maybe I need to go from 3 o'clock to appendix. Yeah. It's certain things like that comes with doing this live training. So you can do so much at home with that's even like with firing. You can do so much at home with dry firing, but at a point you got to get on the live fire range and try and make sure that what you've been doing is going to work.
Yeah. What's in your mind? What's the balance there? Because there's obviously an importance to practicing fundamentals, isolating fundamentals, and getting really good at this and really good at this before combining them, right? Because at some point you combine them and it's too much and you're not going to do any of it well. But then if you never combine your fundamentals and pressure test it, then obviously you're not going to see how you react when going through all that. So for you, what's the balance between specific intentional practice of each fundamental versus bringing them into a 360 force and force environment? What's the balance there?
It's kind of hard because it depends on the person.
Okay.
Because if they're picking it up quickly, then you can marry them all, and then now I can quickly bring you in. We can start a little bit higher than I would with a normal person that has no shooting, that has never done this before. So it kind of depends on the person, how quick they pick it up. But it's not I need to have, I need to check this box off before I move to this. I need to check this off before I move to that. Yeah. It's not that. I see where people like to do that, but you don't have a time or pick a time when you will have to use this, where you will be assaulted, or if you get robbed, house will get broken into, active shooter, you try to, you go to intervene. It's not a point in time where you'll get this card and be like, okay, I'm ready to go address any kind of assaults that goes on. Yeah. So you just need to train it. And again, I keep saying it, but go somewhere where somebody can take their time, meet you where you're at, and build you up. You have to train it. So it's no point of me telling you no because you leave here today and you deal with an incident. and I didn't train you on it or even give you an ideal of what to look for. I'm not want you to run it as, as a professional your first time out, but I want to start opening your eyes up to things that you need to start looking for that you probably didn't think about. Maybe some things that'll keep you out of the situation too.
To it. Thanks, man.
Hey, no problem at all. Thank you for coming
Appreciate
out.
you.